What's up, everybody? Skeleton Crew wrapped up last night, and before we get into my breakdown, make sure to subscribe to support the channel in the easiest and freest way possible. But enough from me, let's get into the finale. We didn't skip a beat, picking up right where we left off in episode 7, and Jode pulled the saber as a bluff, but he's also, of course, reminding the kids that he'll slice and dice their parents if his plans go south. He's also moving the kids out of the picture with the security droids watching over them, and he's taking personal care of Fern and her mom. Then, while he's under the eye of Big Brother, Wim and his dad have an Ander cereal scene, not actually eating cereal, this one's like dinner or something, where Wim starts to slip up about Jod as he's broken from the adventure he dreamed of for so long, becoming a nightmare. But throughout the interaction and the entire series, his dad is acting like such a weirdo, and honestly, all the parents did, and it doesn't take long to figure out why here in the finale. That answer came as Jod, with Fern and her mom as his hostages essentially, reaches the top of the supervisor's tower, and it's revealed that the supervisor is a droid. But that's not even the worst part. The parents knew about this, and that definitely explains KB's situation with all the implants, but it's dangerously close to being a cult if you ask me. The big thing from this reveal was the supervisor knowing about Order 66, though, as the droid says the last transmission from the Republic reported all Jedi as traitors, calling Jode's bluff. But at the end of the day, Jod's got the saber and he shuts the supervisor down, and as a result, all of the droids with it. Now, I'm probably reaching here, and I don't want to get too crazy, but when Jod stabs his saber into the supervisor's eye, I definitely feel like I heard just a little bit, like a tiny bit of Palpatine when Jod stabs him, but let me know if you heard that too, or if you think I'm crazy. Anyway, it also takes out the power to the entire planet, leaving them vulnerable to the pirates. Jod forces the way in out of Fern's mom, and the pirate invasion begins. But since he also shut down all the droids, the kids and their parents now know he's no emissary. They're getting a plan of their own together to get in touch with Kim, the owl they met along their journey, and this was awesome. Wim's dad was great, and this speeder sequence was so fun, with Neil getting knocked off and then manning the turbo laser to defend his home. But I'm getting ahead of myself, because before he gets to the laser, Fern and Wim have to buy Wim's dad enough time to get KB free of the gravity lock. That's a success, at least as far as getting KB out to send the message, as they do still end up right back in the same spot. Pretty much, they just gotta keep buying time. This was a great stretch too for the episode, and KB gets their call out for help, but then she's shot down by the pirates, and I genuinely believed she died here, and it would have been a ballsy move by John Watts, but nonetheless, it was effective. Then we dive into some of Jode's backstory, just ever so slightly, as he reveals he was in fact trained by a Jedi, and personally, I read this scene as kind of telling us he's around the same age as Luke Skywalker, probably a bit older, and was trained by a survivor of Order 66. That would explain a lot, because he's been able to perform, kind of the easy feats that do kind of clear him from using pirate tricks to masquerade as a Jedi, but he hasn't shown any true skill, at least to me. It's kind of like when you first start playing the Jedi games and Cal Kestis is not yet leveled up, and so you're just kind of the base Jedi. I feel like that's where Jode's at. Like, he didn't train at the temple, but he found a Jedi, she taught him some stuff, and then she died before she could finish his training. But despite Jod's storytelling, the two families are still working to save their home as they get the shield down, despite Jod's best efforts. Wim and Fern were also able to snag his saber, so as Neil shoots his ship down, the X-Wings arrive, and the four who ruined his plans depart. Jod's left defeated atop the supervisor's tower. Which, quick sidebar, this isn't based on anything but my gut feeling about it with the recent news of Embo's involvement in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and that was reported by Christian Harloff, who broke some Ahsoka Season 2 news that I'm going to cover in a couple days here, and it seems he's got a Lucasfilm source. But to get to the point, he essentially said it's going to be similar to the Clone Wars movie, where Rhoda gets kidnapped and then Anakin and Ahsoka save him, but here it's going to be Mando and Grogu doing the saving, and then Embo is going to be the villain of that movie, and I think, again, just think, I don't actually know, I don't have any sources, nothing like that, that in the game of telephones, things got misconstrued, and it'll actually be closer to Season 1, Episode 22, Hostage Crisis. Embo could slide into Bane's role, working for the Hutts to free Rhoda, who could possibly be in the same prison as Jod, because I don't think this was Jude Law's final appearance in the galaxy far, far away, and launching a TV show into a movie, maybe you want somebody who people recognize from the big screen, even the Disney big screen with Captain Marvel in your movie. But total honesty, that does feel a bit far-fetched, well, probably a bit more than a bit, and I need to give a massive shout out to ILM anyway, who I assume handled the majority, if not all, of the work for the X-Wing scenes because they were incredible. Honestly, all the ship dogfights were amazing in the series, but they really cooked here in the finale, just like John Watts did as the kids stumble upon their crashed ship. KB, she falls out of it, and it's only once they know she's okay that they consider this a win. Oh, and SM-33 is now the Headless Horseman. I gotta be honest here, I was disappointed with the outcome of the mystery of Adin. It just wasn't satisfying. The droid route doesn't intrigue me, and they didn't dive deep enough into that side of things to even try and sway me or to just make a big impact in the end. But that didn't stop me from having a hell of a time with this finale, as I do think it was my favorite episode of the 8, and outside of that mystery, this story was strong. And so that'll do it for my Skeleton Crew breakdowns. All the praises to Jude Law and the 4 kids. They were incredible through and through, and I just can't reiterate enough how much they helped elevate this show from something that was just fun to something that truly exceeded my expectations and turned into a solid show. Let me know what you thought of the finale and the series as a whole, though, down in the comments below, and make sure you have a great day.